Okay, Jeff here. Sorry to flip this thing around, but I'm out here. I've got cameras and stuff, and I can't edit these videos. I've gotten stuck again. I had Camtasia is just really kind of bad quality. It's such a buggy software. It's been so great for so many years, but it just can't handle MOV movies and videos, and it can't handle AVIs, and it's so buggy. And I'm trying to and the last two versions, it's like I can't do these videos and cameras and stuff because it can't handle the codecs, and it's like this is just a pearly pain. So I have to do one single shot that I can't edit, right? So I'm having to do this one shot. So this topic is about, I saw someone on LinkedIn, sorry I can't remember your name off the top of my head because I see so many posts every day that I'm answering, but about someone that's in has a doctorate in education and runs a home bicycle shop in addition to working in a university in a certain area of university student housing and that kind of stuff. But the person is kind of an avid bicycle rider and has a home repair shop and really getting into that and kind of promoting that, and so we kind of linked up on LinkedIn. I said, hey, I'm also was a bicycle mechanic in college, or actually during my college years and stuff. So I want to kind of give my background in this and from the bicycle point of view, and why I think that the bicycle stuff is important and what's brought and contributed to me as a why, and I'm looking back on this, right? I'm looking back why I did the bicycle stuff. It's not, I wasn't thinking about this specifically when I was doing the bicycle, doing bicycle stuff. But now I think back at why I was doing it. It's kind of interesting. Hindsight is always 20/20, right? So it's a vision. So I was always kind of didn't like sports very much. Didn't like playing chess. My dad's family did a lot. Played a lot of Scrabble with my mom and dad too, and I was pretty good at that kind of board games. But I kind of sucked at playing American football, and I was okay at soccer, but not really great. Long distance running, I was okay, but I had a problem with my knee, so I couldn't really do that for a long period of time. And then I went off to college and stuff, and actually I had a girlfriend that actually was the baton thrower in the football field, right? So in the kind of the halftime games. So I had to go to football games to watch her throw the stuff, throw the baton and stuff. She was great doing that, the twirler, the baton twirler. So, but as I think about, I did 3 years of college, and then my first 3 years of college, and when I finished that, I had specialized reading at the end of that, and during my high school years at the church group, we had the youth group. We had every year they did the annual San Juan Islands bicycle trip, right? And I never got to go on it because I was working to pay for my education. I had to pay for my stuff to save for my college education. I had to work to pay for it and put money aside to be able to go to college. So I never actually got to do that San Juan bicycle thing. San Juan Islands are off the coast of Washington. My father grew up in the San Juan Islands. But I never actually got to go to it, and I kind of regretted that. And I worked a lot with the youth group, but I never got to go on this thing, right? So after 3 years, I decided with some of the friends that did a lot of the San Juan bicycle trips, I decided to actually build a bicycle. I said, I'm going to do this, right? And so I asked a lot of advice, and someone said that they had found this bicycle at a garage sale, and so the really light frame, really ugly blue and stuff, but an apple seat and really weird handlebars and stuff. So I bought this bicycle for $15, right? Stripped it down, took all the parts off, built a plastic bubble into my attic where I was living. Stripped everything down, took all the and put primer on it, primed it, and I took it down to a body shop and had it painted cherry red, right? And then I bought all the parts, brand new parts, to build this bicycle. Bought them at REI online. There's a REI in town in Portland, so I just went down there and spent time going down there to. I had all this time I wanted to kind of do this, and so I was housing that summer, and I actually put a bicycle trainer. I bought a bicycle trainer thing, and I put the bicycle on the frame, and I actually built this bicycle in the living room with all this newspaper on the down underneath it, right? And so I was building this bicycle slowly, and then over this summer, I started getting into riding with this bicycle. I was so proud of this bicycle. It's just so cool. So I can't put a picture of it here. I think it's up on my Facebook page. So if you want to go to my Facebook albums, join me, get my Facebook album, my albums of my college years or something. I bought this cherry red bicycle up there, right? And so I built this bike, and then after I finished it, I went down to the local bicycle store, and I said, hey, look, I'd like to learn more, and I've already got a job. I'm already going to school, going to get my college education. I've got a job anyways, full time, but I just want to work part time to work for parts and for clothes, right? Parts and clothes. So I don't want money. I just want, tools and parts and new equipment and all that kind of stuff. So we made that deal, and it was really good because I got a brand new set of Maverick rims, custom made for me, and had Thule roof rack and had all the cool shoes and stuff and bellwether clothes and stuff and cool helmet, and I mean just the best gloves. And I actually still have some of this stuff. I went walking this past Saturday in the forest, and I actually have all this still biking clothes I still can wear, right? But really for the cold weather, right? So I wore it up for cold weather, and so I did that and got all this equipment and stuff. And then I moved I got another bicycle. I actually built another bicycle, a Fuji bike, because there's a Fuji bike store. So we had Fuji, and so I bought that. And I moved to France. Brought some of my stuff with me. And then and during that year I was in France, my brother had my bike, and it got stolen, my cherry bike. And I came back after with my mountain bike, and then my car got broken, so they took that bike too. So I kind of ended with no bikes again. Then I went back to France. It was no big deal. That's okay. I didn't need the bikes, but then I came back to States after getting married, and went to work at Caterpillar. And I think this is where it's kind of important. This story comes to is that I put on my resume, my CV, that I had worked at a bicycle store, right? And I was a bicycle mechanic, because that's what I did. I wasn't just a salesperson. I really wanted to learn about bicycle mechanics. I had to do sales too, but the fixing stuff. And they always gave me the harder stuff to do, right? They didn't give me the easy stuff. They gave me the hard stuff to do, because all the other guys wanted to build the new bikes, right? They will learn the new equipment. I want to learn all the hard stuff. I like to do the stuff that you got to fix the problems, right? That are in older versions. So all these old brakes and stuff. And so when I applied to Caterpillar to work on to teach technical writing and technical translation, and to help them understand some software systems for writing, the funny thing was that there were two of us. Well, there was a whole group of us, but only two of us actually had a background in anything mechanical, right? Eric Adelson had a master's degree in linguistics, and he was a car mechanic, so he knew a lot of this stuff really, really well. And I had been a bicycle mechanic and had my master's doctoral work master's and doctoral work in linguistics, but I'd been a bicycle mechanic, so I understood a lot of this stuff. And a lot of these people that we're teaching and working with, they came up through the shop, right? And so they knew the technical stuff and knew how the machines worked. But the rest of the folks that were in these that were kind of working with this group of writers and stuff, most of them had they had no background in any manufacturing, anything, right? So it's kind of a new thing to them. And as I think about this, looking back again, why did I get into bicycle riding? Not just because of the San Juan Island thing. I think it's the same thing as music for me, right? I also do a lot of music. You can see a lot of this on my YouTube channel, a lot of music stuff up there, a lot of concerts, I learn songs really fast, playing a lot of groups and bands. But I think that the two things in my career that have been very helpful for me as a person that has struggled for most of my career to explain what I do, right? Because I do very abstract stuff, right? Linguistics is abstract, and I've gotten really good at explaining what I do, right? got a couple of videos about that now. How I have really, short pictures of what I do, in, 15 seconds, right? But I think the bicycle topic and the music topic are the two that have allowed me to identify with other people, have something we can talk about and share about, right? And 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 be able to talk about things that are not so abstract, because pretty much everything I do is abstract, right? For most people, people can't identify with linguistics. They have a hard time understand what's I remember when I gave a talk at Microsoft, and I gave this talk, and I have a cousin who's actually linguistics too, and when I give the talk, and I made a very simplified talk, she says, "Oh, I finally understand what both of you do," right? Because I'd simplified it, and so I'd really struggled for many years to really explain what I do. It took me a long time to figure that, and I think the bicycle topic, bicycle and cycling and all that, helps me identify people, sports, right? And the whole music thing. People like music. Everybody likes something about music, right? So you can always find something that people like in music in general. So you just have to find the right song to help them identify with it, right? So I think that's been from my journey, my career, is to find these things that help me identify with others, and to people identify with me. There was something in common to talk about, some affinities, right? And a lot of relationships are about this, right? So I think that's my story about bicycling and linguistics, and how it got me a job at Caterpillar, and I did work at another bicycle shop at Caterpillar too. So when I got there, I got the job, and I went down to a bicycle store, and I said, "Hey, I want to work half a day a week after I get off the job at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Work for the whole, half a day a week to keep up my skills," and that really helped, right? So it's been a lifelong journey. Glad to do it. I'm not doing as much bicycle riding as I used to, but it still helps me relate to people, right? So thanks so much for listening, and glad to find other people in my fields that are bicycle riders too, and bicycle mechanics. Jeff out.